Alright, Algebra 1, here we go. Section 5.5, standard form. Okay, essential question, when should you graph a line using intercepts? Okay, we want to graph a line using intercepts when we're in standard form. Okay, this way we don't have to manipulate the equation around, solve for y, maybe you have to deal with all these fractions and stuff that you don't like messing with. When you get an equation in standard form, and I'll show you an example of this, of the form ax plus by equals c. A, b, and c are constants. There's some real number. Okay, that's standard form. Mention intercepts. What are intercepts? It's where your line crosses the y and the x-axis. Okay, where your line crosses the x-axis, that's called the x-intercept. In this case, it's x equals 3. And where the line crossed the y-axis is your y-intercept, which we've already talked about. In this case, it's y equals -2. Okay, so how do we use these intercepts? How do you find them? Okay, to find the x-intercept, and remember it's on the x-axis, we know that y is 0. You got to remember that. It's like an opposite thing. Obviously, y is 0 right here on the x-axis, and on the y-axis, x is 0. Okay, so to find the x-intercept, set y equal to 0 in your equation there, and then solve for x. And when you solve for x, since y is 0, that x that you get is where you're crossing the x-axis. It's the x-intercept. And the flip side, to find the y-intercept, set x equal to 0. And the value, solve for y, and the value you get for y is where you're crossing the y-axis. So now you'd have 2 points, and you can draw your line through there. Okay? Let me show you how that works. Let's say you get this right here. Graph using intercepts. 3x plus 4y equals 24. I don't want to solve for y and have to go through all that and deal with fractions and whatnot. I can just find my x and y intercept, take those 2 points and plot them and draw a line. So, if I'm looking for the x-intercept, I make y 0. So that means I'm going to get 3x plus 4 times 0 equals 24. That cancels out. Divide my 3 out. Okay, let me just go ahead and show that. Divide the 3 out. So I get x equal to 8. So I'm going to cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's my x-intercept. Okay? How about the y-intercept? Where am I going to cross here? Well, I said x equal to 0. So I get 4y is equal to 24 because 3 times 0 cancels out. Divide out my 4, y is equal to 6. There's my y-intercept. Now I have 2 points. I can draw my line. Boom. Just like that. Okay? So, standard form, find the x and y intercepts. Just make the opposite equal to 0, and then solve for that x or that y. Plot those 2 points on the x and y axis accordingly, and draw your line through the 2 points. There's the graph of that line. Okay? So you didn't have to subtract 3x divided by 4, do all that kind of stuff to solve for y. It's ready-made for you. It's a shortcut. Okay? And that's what we use it for. Alright, now, we'll get 2 special kind of graphs here, okay? The horizontal line and the vertical line. When you're looking to graph x equals 3, okay, notice there's no y in here. So you're not going to cross the y-axis unless x is 0. If x is 3, 1, 2, 3, x is 3 everywhere on that line. So there's our vertical line right there. We talked about this before already with slope. The slope is undefined here. There's no slope, okay, because it's a vertical line. So when x is equal to 3, or x is equal to -2, it would be over here. Whatever x is equal to, it's just a vertical line through that point. It's just something you got to remember. When you want to graph y equals 3, okay, if you think about the y equals mx plus b, there's no x here because m is 0. And m is 0 in a flat horizontal line. So we want to graph y is equal to 3, go up 3, boom. Y is 3 everywhere on that line. If it was -3, it would be down here. Horizontal line here. You can think of it as x is, there's no x because your m is 0, y equals mx, 0 times the x cancels it out. Or just remember these 2 shortcuts. When it's just x, vertical line through the x. When it's just y, horizontal line through the y. Okay? 2 special cases you just got to know. So graphing with intercepts, it's a good shortcut when you're in standard form. find the x and y intercepts, two special graphs right here. Okay? We're going to take a better look at this tomorrow with some examples, and we'll see you tomorrow and get started on that. All right, have a good one. Bye.